Hi, my name is Jaden Chlorfine, and decided to interview my sister, Shayna Chlorfine. Shayna used to play soccer daily, and she still exercises fairly often, so she is in good shape. But our goal was to make it better, specifically by focusing on her leg strength and her cardiovascular endurance by lifting and performing runs. So for her goals, her short-term goal was to improve her cardiovascular endurance and health through running and walking, by performing mile run and mile walk tests to track her progress as the program goes through, and to improve her eating and dietary habits to ensure that the program is working as effectively as possible and that we are getting the results that we want. And for the long-term goals, it's to put on 5 pounds of muscle by the end of the 6-week program, and to decrease her mile run time by at least 30 seconds at the end of the program. So Shayna, did you feel as if the goals that you established were relevant to you in the lifestyle that you have been living?
I think that they were very relevant because when I was in high school, I was a lot more active before I came to college. And I think that when I went to college, then I started to lose a lot of it, and it made me feel really unmotivated. And I really wanted to get back into the swing of things by doing this. So I think that these were really attainable goals that I really wanted to set for myself, just so I could feel better about myself and really just improve my strength overall.
And did the goals that we set at the beginning of the program help to motivate you to keep following this program throughout the entire 6 weeks, even when it got difficult?
Yeah, I would say that they definitely did, because there were definitely days when I didn't want to work out or when it felt kind of hot out and I didn't really want to run. But knowing that I had that goal in the end made me feel like I really had to do it and really had to push through. So yeah.
Great. Okay. So for Shayna's diet, what I really wanted to focus on was getting her food that would both help her energy wise, so she was able to complete the program to the best of her ability and get the best results that she wanted, while also getting her enough protein and making sure that she wasn't eating too many unhealthy foods and ruining her diet, like chips, processed meat, fast food, etc. So I determined that her maintenance calorie count was around 2,200 calories per day. So to help her in her journey to putting on more muscle mass, I decided to put her on a lean bulk so she could put on more mass, which meant that I gave her a calorie surplus of around 200 to 300 calories per day, leaving her daily calorie count between 2,400 and 2,500 calories. So during this calorie surplus, I really wanted to make sure that her body had enough protein. So a lot of protein-based food that I was giving her was natural, like chicken and steak, trying to stay away from the powdered stuff like protein powder and protein bars, because those aren't always the best for you. So to help her with her energy levels, I also wanted to make sure that she was ingesting enough carbohydrates to give her the energy. So I was giving her a lot of pasta and starchy foods to help keep her carbohydrate level high. So do you feel as if that you had more energy as a result of this new diet?
Yeah, I think I did have more energy based on this diet. It made me want to get out of bed more in the morning, and also going back to the goals you said, it made me feel like I was really working towards something. And I feel like overall, I felt it when I was working out. I felt like I had more energy, and I just felt better about what I was eating, and I felt like I was eating more clean, which made me just feel better about myself.
And was it difficult to stick to this diet at times because you haven't followed a strict diet like this for a long time, if ever?
Yeah, it was a little hard, especially because when I go to school and stuff, when I'm worried about not getting my protein in, I usually do go for a protein bar or protein powder. So having to eat that, and in addition to kind of eating in a surplus, was definitely a big change for me. But I think it was a good one once I was able to adjust, because it was, like you said, all natural, which made it a lot better for me and for my body, which I think also helped aid my progress.
So throughout the 6 weeks, we kept a pretty consistent workout plan throughout the whole time. So on Sundays, it was a leg workout, which I'll specify what that was later on. On Mondays, she stretched and did a distance run. On Tuesdays, it was another leg workout. On Wednesdays, we did ladder sprints to help her with her more short-term cardiovascular endurance. So we went 100 meter sprints, then 200 meters, then 300 meters, then back down to 200 meters and back to 100 meters. On Thursday, it was another leg workout. On Friday, we performed the 1 mile run and the 1 mile walk test to help track her progress. And on Saturday, it was a light rest day because I really wanted to emphasize it's like a pretty strict program. It can be tough on the body, so I wanted to make sure she was getting the rest that she needed. So for the leg workout, it consisted of squats, Bulgarian split squats, goblet squats, barbell hang cleans, and weighted lunges. So in the first week, her squats were 115 pounds. By the third week, it was up to 125, and at the end of the program, it was 135 pounds. For the split squats, in the first week, it was about 15 pounds in each hand, and then by the third week, it was 20, and at the end, it was up to 25 pounds in each hand. For her goblet squats, in the first week, it was a 30-pound dumbbell, and by the end of the program, it was up to 40 pounds. For her barbell hang cleans, we started with just the bar, so 45 pounds. In the third week, it was up to 55 pounds, and by the end, it was 60 pounds. For her weighted lunges, in the first week, it started with 5 pounds in each hand. And the third week, it was 10 pounds in each hand. And in the final 6th week, it was 15 pounds in each hand. So that summarizes her leg workout that she was performing like 3 times a week to help build her strength. And we also, when we stretched out, which we made sure to do before a lot of the workouts, we focus on stretching the legs because obviously that was the part that she was using more than anything, with exercises like flamingos, leg swings, calf stretches, just to make sure the muscles were loose and she wasn't going to hurt anything. So to measure her progress, I tracked her mile run, her mile walk, her average steps per day, and her BMI. So pre-program, her mile run was 7 minutes and 32 seconds. In the third week of the program, it was already down to 6 minutes and 58 seconds. And in the final week of the program, we tracked it at 6 minutes and 37 seconds. So that's almost a whole minute off her mile run since we started the program. For her walk, it started at 18 minutes and 52 seconds. In the third week, it was down to 18 minutes and 11 seconds. And in the 6th week, it was down to 17 minutes and 31 seconds. So she lost over a minute and 20 seconds on her mile walk. For her average steps per day, pre-program, it was 9,235 steps. And the third week, it was 10,987 steps per day. And in the final week, it was 12,198 steps. That's a pretty drastic increase. She increased almost 3,000 steps per day. So we can see how this plan really helped her get moving. And for her BMI, it started off at 18.2, and at the end, it ended at 19.5. So we can see the mass that she put on that really helped her achieve her goal. So as you can tell from the data every week, Sheena was able to make pretty significant progress throughout the program, and we achieved every goal that we set up at the beginning. So how happy did it make you to know that you were able to successfully complete the program after all 6 weeks?
It made me really happy because it felt like what I was working to, like I really had a goal and I was able to achieve that goal with a lot of hard work. So it really showed that on top of being able to do this athletically, like I had the perseverance in me, which is just a good skill overall.
Yeah, I agree. And then what was your favorite part of the program?
I think my favorite part of the program would either be switching my diet because I really like food and I was able to explore new food options and really get to cook more with it. So that was definitely really fun. And then it definitely wasn't the running part. That was the worst. But I think also just the consistency overall, because I feel like a lot of the time I want to work out, but I don't really know what I want to do or like how to achieve the goal just because I haven't really researched this at all. So it was nice having like a structured plan that showed me the things I needed to do to really like be consistent, which made me feel like really good about myself. So yeah.
And final question, would you recommend this program to other people if they have like similar goals to you?
I think if they had similar goals, I would recommend it. But I also think because the program is really intense and it was even hard for me, and I'm like a retired athlete and I work out in college too. So I think like they'd have to have like a similar starting point to me or a similar amount of motivation to really get through the program, just because having like 3 leg days a week and running on the days that you're not doing leg days, like it's very taxing on yourself. So you really feel sore after you do it, and because you can really feel the results, sometimes it's really unmotivating because you just get so tired.
All right, that concludes the interview.